watching Rogers TV.
Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. Oh my goodness, a quick reminder, end of the show, we'll tell you about our Mother's Day makeover contest. Keep those entries coming. Deadline is May 5th at midnight. By the way, this week is also National Volunteer Week. And if you're not aware, everyone outside of myself and my director is a volunteer on this show, whether it's a co-op student or someone that's retired and just wants to come and socialize and be part of the community and learn about how to do television and just be part of something special here. And that goes for all of our programs here at Rogers TV. All of them, we have volunteers working in the background. And we have one special volunteer today that has been with us for 10 years. And he doesn't know we're doing this, and he's probably going to freak out because he's quite shy, and that's why he likes to stay behind the camera. But Dong Zhang, 10 years with us as a volunteer. Dong, come on over here. Come on over here. This is one of our fantastic volunteers. Dong, here. Hold that and wave to camera 2 there. Dong, thank you so much for everything that you've done. We really appreciate you. Congratulations on that, pal. All right. You got to go count me in and out, so we're going to have to get you out of here. Hey, Daniela Croco with us here on the show today.
Happy beautiful Tuesday, sunny
Happy
Tuesday.
beautiful Tuesday. Of course, chef and host of Simply Cooking by Chef right here on Rogers TV. And you have some really exciting news to share. We're going to talk about it later on in the show.
But I'll talk about it now, I guess, too.
Yeah, let's kick it off with that exciting news.
So this June, Italian Week happens every year.
Yeah.
I lived in Little Italy for 15 years. It's my hood.
Yeah.
And I have the honor of being one of the featured chefs. I'm offering a master class this Italian week on Tuesday night, the 11th, a pasta making class.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All the guests are going to come and along with me, make fresh pasta by hand with not gluten-free, unfortunately, or, eggs with real gluten.
The real stuff.
And we're going to learn 2 shapes.
Okay.
And then everyone's going to be able to take it home and boil it themselves. I'll do a demo in front of them, and
nice.
It's really fun.
And it's going to sell out, by the way, because I think so. Lydia Di Francesco she's the board chair of Italian Week, and she's on the show a little bit later. We'll tell you everything that's happened during the Italian Week. But that's one of 3 master classes, and one of your absolute favorites is going to be here as well, and you're going to go join them, right?
So David Rocco is one of the master class or chefs that's being
celebrity chefs like yourself.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. I am, a kid of the 90s, and so I got into watching food TV before there was Food Network, before any of those channels existed. Yeah. So, the OG David Rocco, which is Croco without the C, and so we have the same initials. So when I was young, I loved him. So nice. Jamie Oliver and David Rocco were
they were your go-to.
They were my go-to.
Your mentors.
And I actually, in 2007, went to a Costco and waited in line to get his autograph when one of his cookbooks came out. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm
really
excited
about that.
for you. I know how pumped you are. So what are we making here today? You got some stuff here on the... Look at that.
That's awesome, Derek.
Hey? Eat your heart out.
All right, so he's stir-frying a little bit of veggies for me. One of my best friends since the 4th grade, her favorite thing I make is this peanut sauce.
Okay.
And I was with her yesterday, and I said, "What should I make on TV tomorrow?" And she said, "Make your peanut sauce."
Nice.
So
I love a good peanut
you can't
sauce.
make a peanut sauce without something to go with it.
Of course.
So we're doing a veggie stir fry. I have some edamame beans here.
Okay.
And usually I would throw these ingredients into a blender.
Okay.
But I didn't want to turn a blender on and whatever, so
we've done it before.
Yeah, but this is a little bit nicer.
I appreciate you.
So in the frying pan, I have my favorite veggies. You can use whatever stir-fry veggies you want. It's a base of sesame oil. So I put sesame oil on the bottom of the pan, and we've been sauteing zucchini, carrot, bell pepper, and some broccoli. Right now, I am grating some fresh ginger into my bowl with a grated garlic clove as well. I'm going to use some orange zest. You could use lime or lemon here. It doesn't matter. This is my take on Asian.
Right.
Because
just got in your shot
we've
there.
got
I apologize.
Some cilantro.
I was just trying to check this one. Okay.
We have some maple syrup. So this is my take on Asian because it's the sweet and salty and sour and spicy.
Yeah.
I like the contrast in the flavors.
Agreed.
But obviously, some of these ingredients are not Asian. So we have a tamari, which is just a gluten-free soy sauce. As you guys know, if you've watched me before, I do not measure.
And it's a little less salty, eh? The tamari?
Yes.
Right?
But you'll notice I don't have salt with me today. because it is still salty.
Okay. Gotcha.
This is apple cider vinegar, but you could use rice wine vinegar or lime juice or white vinegar or what have you. We're looking for this sweet and sour, salty and spicy combination. A little bit of sriracha in there. Now I'm using a peanut butter. I'm using a chunky peanut butter, which I love. But if your kids are nut free, you could use a sunflower seed butter if you want them to take this to school. Or you could actually use like almond butter, or even a tahini would work. But the peanut butter really gives it that nice, deep, nutty flavor. Okay, so now's the perfect time. Our veggies are kind of soft.
Pretty good, eh? Yeah, I think so.
Edamame.
All right.
Here you could put in meat.
Okay.
If you had some leftover, rotisserie chicken would be a great thing to put in there. I'm just going to go over top of you.
Be careful.
I know.
I'm flipping hot food here.
I have some hot water.
I'm telling you.
I have some hot water here, and I'm just adding it.
So is that just to break down the peanut butter a bit?
Because it's not like a fake peanut butter full of sugar. It's like a natural peanut butter.
Right.
It's not as runny for me, so I want to...
Do you know why we don't have our own show, just the two of us?
Why?
I don't think they could handle the hyperactivity that goes on when you and I get together for an entire hour.
Today was so much fun already.
I know.
And so
I know. We've been
I do really have a great time when I come here. Okay, so that's the base of the sauce. If you throw it in the blender, it becomes nice and smooth.
Okay.
You can use this for if you put it in the blender, you can use it for like marinating a chicken satay or a steak or something like that, or like on. I did it on a coleslaw, or like on little Asian noodles or whatever. I'm putting the juice of the orange right in there.
Okay.
I love that.
Now we've liquefied it nicely. Oh my
goodness. We put it in.
This is going to be so good. That's one of my favorite flavors, by the way. I love Italian food. I love Asian food because the flavors are what make it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's just so beautiful.
I never tried Asian food until I was in my 20s working as a waitress at Bamboo.
Are you kidding?
I'm not. I'm Italian, and we had risotto, and I lived in Kingston, and what Asian was there? Like the buffet with the chicken balls, I just wasn't really exposed to it.
Right.
So then I started working as a waitress in my early 20s at a restaurant called Bamboo here in Ottawa, locally owned one.
I know the one.
It was there that I was introduced to all these flavors. My first peanut in a savory dish, and not sweet, was there trying pad thai.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so I have this secret bowl of cooked quinoa here, the secret of TV.
All right.
And I love to put this on a grain. So today we have quinoa, but you could use rice or whatever else it is. But the reason I want to show the plating is because this is where you can really bring something like this up to the next level. Okay. And I have some crunch. Crunchy salted peanuts.
Nice.
And my favorite? Everything but the bagel seasoning.
Everything but the bagel seasoning. Thank you.
Awesome.
Look at that.
I think that was faster than 7 minutes.
No, you didn't. Yeah. I mean, we've got like 30 seconds left. Remind everybody, Italian Week. You're on the Tuesday, the 11th.
Yep, you can check that out on their website, and you can reach out to me on my social media, and I can connect you of where to buy tickets. It's going fast. There's already a lot of tickets sold.
Yeah.
So
there's like 37 tickets sold already. You're outselling your mentor right now.
I know.
Right?
So I hope to see you all there, and maybe you can come too.
Listen, I would love to come. You know I love your cooking. You always spoil me every time you come on the show. This smells absolutely magnificent, by the way. Thursday, 9:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. You can catch Daniela with her own show here on Rogers TV, and she's got repeats throughout the entire week, so check out the RogersTV.com website. We'll be back with more right after this. This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America.
Some of Canada's most interesting and accomplished people share their lives, careers, insights, and stories each week on Canada Files. I'm Valerie Pringle, and I'll be speaking with economist Mark Carney, actor Eugene Levy, author Louise Penny, and architect Moshe Safdie, among others. I hope you can join us.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade, host of Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to gather here every single week and speak about business here in the capital. We're going to inspire, influence, and inform.
Welcome back to the show, back to talk about the arts. We got a couple of productions on today's show to talk about. When I say The Great Gatsby, you're all familiar with it, right? It's such a classic, but we're going to turn the tables a little bit on this Great Gatsby. Here to tell us more about it, I'm joined by Ryan Hoffman. He is playing the role of Tom. He's also the artistic consultant and outreach officer at New Opera Lyra. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Great. Thanks for having me.
And Anya Haynar joins me. She's a soprano and playing the role of Jordan in The Great Gatsby. Welcome back, Anya. Great to have you here as well. I'll start with you, Ryan. Tell me about the New Opera Lyra. People probably know that, the Opera Lyra was here in Ottawa for many, many years. Tell us about the New Opera Lyra.
Yeah, of course. Well, as people are no stranger, Ottawa is privy to a wealth of talent here. And so Andrew Egger and Suzanne Bassett, who are the co-artistic directors, decided why not come up with another professional opera company in the nation's capital, and thus New Opera Lyra was born. And now we're going on around the 5th production now. And not only is there great Canadian talent, but great local talent. So why not give them a platform?
Is that part of the mandate then? Is it making sure that any production that you do has that local talent involved?
Absolutely, yes. And we actually also do this great recital series, which Anya took part in earlier this year, where every Sunday or every other Sunday each month there is a local artist that gets to showcase for 45 minutes.
Nice. Anya, must be refreshing for somebody like yourself. You've been singing in this city for many, many years to have something like this available, right?
It's really wonderful, not only for myself, but like Ryan was saying, for many of the local artists. And I think that when we say local, we also mean people who have been here before on the roster, but maybe live further away, like Ryan. He's actually now living in Toronto, but he comes back and works with us often.
Nice. Let's talk about this particular production. How would you describe it, Ryan?
Ooh, I would say it's very much neoclassical, I guess, was what we were speaking about earlier. And it's very, when you think of contemporary music, it's not always the most melodious, but Andrew has done this great thing where everything is so orally appealing for the singer, but also the audience and the listener as well. Yeah.
That's right. There's a theme that you hear often throughout the opera, so you can really relate to it. And it just has this 1920s effect as well.
Nice.
Not only visually, but with the music.
They were kind enough to send us some of that music, and I believe it's you performing,
That's
Anya?
right, yes.
So I'm just going to ask my director if we can set that up and we can give you a little taste, maybe about 60 seconds of part of this production. Let's throw it over to that video.
We're getting old, life is passing, we're getting old, I feel so old, I mustn't be mopping, the summer is fading, I feel it fading, I feel it fading.
Unbelievable voice. No, honestly, every time I hear you sing and you come on the show, I'm like, just wow. So, there's a storyline here? What is the storyline exactly?
Well, it is really very similar to the original story. However, we are missing one character, who is Nick, and he's portrayed really with the audience. The audience's perspective is really what Nick's character would be.
Okay.
But we have the same storyline where Daisy, she's in this beautiful marriage, if you will, with Tom, but she had been in a previous relationship with Gatsby.
And a fun fact about that actually is on the poster, Daisy and Gatsby, they're a real life couple. So Carmen Harris and Adam Sperry. So it's always really fascinating and always such a treat seeing how they interact on stage as well.
Yeah, their chemistry obviously is really neat, and as anyone who performs on stage, we always want to make sure we have the best chemistry ever. But when you see their chemistry, it brings me to tears.
Tom, tell me about your specific role. Like, how would you describe your character?
So Tom, I would think Tom is the mayor of Tomville, population him. So he believes what he spews, even if nobody else does, and he believes he can do no wrong. So he's quite misogynistic as well, which is unfortunate, but for him, he doesn't believe that that's really a problem.
Right. What about your role? How would you describe your character as Jordan?
I would describe her as the only comedic relief in the entire show.
Really? Okay.
She's the cheeky best friend who just wants her best friend to be happy and has a lot of fun. Maybe more of a spinster character, even though she's really only like 22, 23, but in the 1920s if you weren't married by then. But she has so much money. She has so much money, she really just doesn't mind. So she just wants to have fun.
Ryan, and sort of the behind the scenes, putting something like this together, what has this process been like, the rehearsal process leading up to the production?
So for me, this is the first show that I've actually sung in while also working behind the scenes. So it's been super rewarding seeing all the work that the singer's been putting into this production. And of course, being an opera singer, it's the same as running a marathon. So singing over that orchestra, but it's been super rewarding contacting everyone in the community, trying to get the word out about the production and sharing in this beautiful art form.
Moving forward with the new Opera Lyra, what are you looking towards sort of in the near future?
Yeah, so we have a really exciting season coming up, so you're part of the exclusive club to know.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's going to be a Halloween gala with some scenes from Andrew Egger's Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, and then next year we'll be doing Ottawa premiere of Rachmaninoff's Alienko with the Awashko Singers in March. And then in June, we'll be doing Dido and Aeneas with Matthew Larkin's Celli's Academy Ensemble. So we're kind of delving more into that outreaching with different organizations to really help grow the art form.
Yeah, and so refreshing, right? Having lost Opera Lyra and those many years ago, it was so difficult for so many, not just the artists, but for people that absolutely love the style. Thank you both. Really, really appreciate it. Again, that is happening at the Southminster United Church, April 20th, 7:30 p.m. Newoperalyra.ca to find out more information. Get your tickets. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
I'm Gagweg. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there.
God's sakes, man, slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat?
No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Lombo was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. As promised, back to tell you about another fantastic production that's coming up shortly, being put on by the Phoenix Players. They've been here on the show in the past, and they've put on such amazing productions. This particular one is called Shorthanded, a Ladies' Game. Here to tell us more about it, I'm joined by David Hoffman, the new president of Phoenix Players. Welcome. Congratulations. Great to have you here, David. And Diane Cote, she plays the role of Sparks in Shorthanded, a Ladies' Game. Welcome. Great to have you here as well, Diane. David, so tell me a little bit about Phoenix Players and maybe a little of the backstory.
Phoenix Players have been around for 22 years. We've done 43 productions. The last 3 have been Halfway There by Norm Foster. We did The Mousetrap by Agatha Christie, and our last one is Yasmina Reza's God of Carnage. We started back with a single play. It was done, I believe, in 2001 in Andrew Hayden Park under the bandstand there. Since then, we moved to the Chambers at Centerpoint, and finally, we're now at the Gladstone Theatre. We're one of the 5 resident companies there, but the only community theatre company.
Great venue, too.
It really is.
Fantastic venue. So how did you get involved as president?
Well, it starts...
I love the smile right away.
It starts about 6 years ago. I have the least amount of experience in the theater of anybody in the group. Okay. I've never been on stage as an actor. I've never produced anything. I've never directed anything. How I got there was a friend of mine asked me if I would replace him on the crew of a play, since he was planning on going on a skiing trip to Utah. Okay. So I basically had to go in for a week and be a crew member. And I messed up my first time on stage. It's a long story. It was Stage Kiss. Stage Kiss is a play within a play. But I fell in love with the people, and I fell in love with the process, and I've been back ever since. So it's been 6 years. I got on the board, and on April 1st, I became president.
Diane, how about yourself? What was your introduction to the Phoenix Players?
My first introduction was from the director and stage manager. I heard that they were putting on a production. I've worked with them on other plays in other theater companies because it's a small community. Yeah. So when they told me about the play and the opportunity to audition, and how pleasant the people were with Phoenix Company, I thought, might as well go out for it. And luckily, I got the part.
Yeah, tell me about this particular play. Describe it to our viewers.
For sure. So, it's a play about a group of women from a small community that have known each other for years. So you can imagine there's a lot of history there, good things, bad things. Yeah. And they finally made it to the hockey finals championship. And they find out they don't have enough players, so they're shorthanded, that's the title. And you can imagine that the stress of that probably brings out maybe some fighting, some funny moments, some tender moments, and it's just that complete package that makes the play what it is. So you have to really come and see it to kind of feel what that community feeling is of these women growing up together and going through everything.
Yeah, and David, a great time to put something like this on, because what an incredibly significant year in women's sports it's been so far, right? When we think of the PWHL and, Caitlin Clark and NCAA numbers when it comes to viewers, when you looked at this, is that one of the reasons why you felt this was a great production?
I think, well, first of all, our artistic director is Andrei Dimitrovitz, and I think he put this on exactly for that reason. Yeah. It was the right year to do it. We're actually trying to get a little bit closer to the WPHL in this venue, and our play, trying to connect the Women's Professional Hockey League Ottawa with us, and we've actually created a video for that, and hopefully we'll get it on their scoreboard on October on April 20th, which is their next game.
You managed to find your way into the Mayfair Theatre, is that right?
Well, we didn't find our way. We paid our way in.
Oh, you paid your way in. Okay, all right.
But we put an ad on the screen, and we thought it was something that would be interesting. It's a different approach that we've taken before. Typically, we're going to social media events, but this is the first year that we've done something on the screen there, and we've done print ad as well in the Centertown Buzz, which comes out, I believe, the day after we open. So we'll see how that works as well.
Diane, tell me about your particular character. How would you describe Sparks?
It's funny. I see some similarities in myself in her, but she's fairly down to earth and more tough than I would be.
Okay.
I think what I like about that character, which is part of who I am, is trying to bring people together for a common goal and trying to put, any bad things that may have happened in the past aside, because we need to be a team.
Right.
And that affects all aspects of life, not just team sports. So.
What about the dynamic, right? Is it eight of you that have been working together through rehearsals? I mean, there's a big time commitment here. Tell me about that dynamic that you've created between each other.
For sure. One thing I would just want to say is that I even noticed on the audition, you could see some of the chemistry already starting. Nice. So it was neat to see who was actually casted, because that chemistry came through, and we've truly bonded as a group of women. I think there's some friendships that are going to carry through after the show as well. So.
Yeah, and David, you get to watch all of this, this process and everything coming together and happening. You must be getting excited as you get closer and closer.
It's really exciting to watch, and to watch these friendships evolve is fantastic. I have the opportunity to see them every night and see it all developing. And one night I got a chance to record the women so they could hear themselves and get a feel for where they stood. And I got to listen to all the back talk that was going on within the framework of a rehearsal as well, not just the script, and that was kind of interesting.
Very quickly, what do you want people to take away? What do you think they're going to take away from this play?
I think this play is a lot about friendship, how they develop, how friendships develop, how we grow older, how things can change. There's a lot to this play. And I think the fact that it's played out in periods, and I can't speak for Michael Grant, although I've had discussions with him, because he is coming on April the 20th. There'll be a talk back on after the matinee. But I think there's a lot to be said about the fact that this play takes place over the periods. So those periods probably represent our years in life. Yeah. And I just think it's very, very interesting. I think it's a very different play in that there's 8 women involved. There's no men. The director is female. The assistant manager's female. The stage manager's female.
And it's perfect timing, like we were describing. I'll let you know at the end of the show, by the way. I'll give you that information one more time about where and when it's happening, how you can get tickets. We'll be back right after this.
This guy's just absolutely dynamic when it comes to putting the puck in.
This guy, something else. Here comes the 67th. Wow. And now the Rangers are away.
His acceleration's off the charts.
That's a player that all eyes in the NHL are going to be on tonight.
You are not going to sit there and tell me that this guy is not going to be a future NHLer. This kid is something special.
The OHL playoffs on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
holistic chef Daniela Croco for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. You'll recognize my next guest. She's a regular on the show, and we're back to talk renovations because there are a lot of emotions involved. Of course, you know, the financial side, people get stressed out, but Sue Pitchforth is here to, you know, calm that stress for many of you out there. She's the owner and principal designer at Decor Therapy Plus. Welcome back, Sue.
Thanks,
Great to. And there are, right? Because people think of renovation, and the first thing they do is, oh my goodness, it's going to cost a fortune, and that's when stress, emotions come in. But you're saying, you know, be patient, right? Have a sense of humor about it too.
I mean, it is easier said than done,
Yes.
especially when you're going through it. But there are a lot of emotions, and you know, there's always the joke about, you know, are the couple still together after the renovations? But really, you know, take each day at a time, and you will eventually get there.
Right.
And things do happen, just like in life. And you know, deep breath, maybe a glass of wine, and
sit down and go through it. Well, and that brings me to the next. So before you embark on a renovation, whether it's big or small, what are some of the things you should take into consideration?
Well, again, it doesn't matter if it's big or small. It's really, you know, what are you looking to do? You know, are you looking to do a bathroom or a kitchen? And then, you know, as a family, sit down and say, okay, what are we looking for? And it's almost like you're creating your own wish list.
Right.
And then you write all those things down, and you've got this long list. And then reality sets in, and you have your budget.
Right.
So, okay, wish list, budget.
I guess is that sort of separating, okay, I know what I need.
Yeah.
I have some wants, but maybe I need to focus on the needs with the budget first, and then look at the budget again, and then you can bring in some of those wants?
Well, you know, that's what I love to help with, and I love being creative. So it's really taking that budget and really stretching it out as much as we can. And there are little tips and tricks. You know, you don't have to use the highest grade trim, or there's just little things that we can do that can stretch your budget and give you more wants, you know, to your needs type of thing.
And materials have come a long way, right? People that perhaps wanted, you know, marble and they love the look of it. Well, now you've got porcelain that can look like marble and those sort of things. I mean, that's a huge advantage, I imagine, nowadays. You sent us a bunch of photos along, so I want to bring up those photos and get them on the monitor here, because you sent some sort of before and afters, right? So let's bring up the first photo here. What have we got here?
Oh, this is a kitchen that had clients move from Calgary to Ontario. And the first day they moved in, they said, look at this kitchen. It was like plastic knobs. It was almost like, everything was plastic.
Right.
It was like, and so they knew right away, you know, we sat down and we discussed what their needs and wants are. And this was their end result.
Wow, what a difference.
And it's really creating your own space for you. And I have to say, if you look at the top of the cupboards,
first thing that stood out to me,
that was very special to her. All her grandmother's silver is up there, and it's all lit up, and she could see it every single day. And that was really important to her.
That is so nice. I would even say, like, even if you didn't have a collection, to put that there with the lighting and everything that you've done here in the design. I mean, just in general, that looks absolutely spectacular, and it makes it different and unique from so many other kitchens that you might come across.
For sure.
Right?
And this has a 2-tiered island. That's what they really wanted. They have some grandchildren.
Okay.
So they wanted to be able to have the little separation. When you're renovating, be it big or small, you really, you know, renovate it to your family, but at the same time, you know, you have to have looking to the future in case you want to sell.
Right,
so it's that combination. How do you get that balance?
Look at this. What a difference this one. So look, you walk into this on the left and you see it. What's the first thing that comes to mind, Sue?
Oh my gosh, bad memories.
Oh my goodness. What a mess, eh?
It's incredible. So that was their master bathroom before.
Really?
This house was an incredible home, a huge home, 6 bedrooms in Hearst, Ontario.
Okay.
So my clients moved up there. 1970s Brady Bunch house, the best way I can describe it. And they obviously, with all those kids, wanted to have a really nice, calming area.
Their own little getaway, right? Yeah.
And so you'll see on the right, you know, you've got this long vanity with a double sink, and you've got the shower. They really wanted a space that was totally the opposite as the other one was.
And there we have it as a single one. Let's bring up the next one and have a look.
And so if you look on top, it was sort of that 80s kitchen with the oak trim.
My mom had one. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a Viceroy home, and that's the exact kitchen cupboards that they had in the home. Yeah.
And you know, again, so many people in the house. We did keep the island, the big island, but they didn't want anything white. They didn't want your typical gray. They wanted something different. Especially they wanted to bring like wood into it.
The natural wood is beautiful.
Yeah,
looks so nice.
As you can see, storage was huge, so we really maximized, you know, all the cupboard space, the island space. And they absolutely love it.
So what about finding a contractor? What advice do you give to people when they're looking for a contractor?
You know, I think the best thing you could do is word of mouth.
Okay.
You know, I usually say find 2 or 3. Again, neighbors, you know, friends, family, anyone that's done a big or small renovation, anyone that you know and trust. They've had their experience, so they'd be happy to share.
You got the automatic reference in that way too, right?
For sure.
How about, you know, communication? Once that renovation gets going, you've chosen the contractor. You've maybe, you know, reached out to a designer like yourself because you need some help with that. What kind of communication? Should it be a fairly constant thing?
Well, you know, hopefully it's not every day, but you do want the communication to be open. So when the homeowner or the contractor need to speak to each other, they should be freely available to speak to each other.
Right.
And because if you don't make decisions, things get, you know, they get off track. And no contact is not good.
Yeah, because you don't want to come in and go, hey, wait a minute,
That's right.
This isn't what we decided on. So
That's
that
right.
incredibly, we could probably sit here for another hour talking about so many things
For
go into
sure.
home renovation, but Sue, always appreciate your time.
Thanks,
Thank you
Derek.
so much. If you want to reach out to Sue, by the way, you're looking for one of the best designers to help you transform any space in your house, a decortherapyplus.com is a great place to find her, and you can find Sue on social media as well. We'll be right back after this.
This is a perfectly healthy child. What's unhealthy are birth alerts, a racist practice that may stop this Indigenous mother from going home with her newborn. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
I don't care what the law is. I will never be a slave. That word, I hate it. It rests on my tongue like rot.
Peter, how does it feel to get paid for your work?
There are rumors freedom's coming for us all.
Freedom, you know that's all I want.
Chloe, careful. Real men would rather sell you across the river to America than let you go free.
Then I'll run.
I've run before. Maybe this time for good.
No! Just get her into a boat. No!
Chloe? Chloe, no!
Word of Chloe Cooley's resistance led to Canada's first legislation limiting slavery. After 200 years, slavery was abolished in Canada in 1834.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade. I want you to join me next time for An Hour to Give because you're going to get to meet this great guy, Caden. He's participating in the CN Cycle for CHEO, and you'll want to as well. Join us then.
Welcome back to the show. We've mentioned this on the show before, but you know, it's that old saying that, you know, one person can make a difference. Sometimes we don't think we can, but we most certainly can if we just put in the effort, and you'll be surprised at how many people jump on board. My next guest has an inspiring story to share and how he's helping out when it comes to mental health and addiction. I'm joined by Greg McPherson. He is the founder of On the Road for Mental Health. Welcome. Great to have you here, Greg. Tell me, so the reason for your involvement when it comes to mental health and addiction, why did you get involved?
It was a tragic past. 5 years ago, January 6th, so January 6th, 2019, we lost our son. He had been dealing with mental health issues, dealing with anxiety and depression. Started really about 16, 17 years old, and it ended up getting worse. He started self-medicating to try to feel normal, and the worst happened January 6, 2019. We got a phone call, and we lost Eric.
Yeah, my condolences. And you know, you could have, Greg, you know, shut down and done nothing, but you decided to do something about it. So that began what, in 2020 was this concept began?
Well, what happened was you do shut down. A lot changes when you become the parent of a deceased child. 2020, with the shutdowns, I just was not in a good place mentally, so I had to figure something to do. So I asked my wife to drive me to Montreal Road and Saint Laurent Boulevard. We live in Canada.
Okay.
And she asked what I was going to do, and I said, I'm going to walk home. I just had to do something to try to clear my head, so I walked the 20-some-odd kilometers from Montreal Road and Saint Laurent Boulevard, and I tried to find good, tried to find humor. I've posted it on my Facebook page, and you know, it felt good as I went on, even with all of the restrictions. And I duplicated that the year after on the same date, but this time I walked from where my father used to live, so a bit further. I ended up doing 27 kilometers, and I did the same thing. And so I started doing these long walks, and I felt good. It gave me a time to be alone with my son, Eric, gave me a time to be alone with my thoughts, and gave me a time to see something else in the world that is actually good in a tragic time.
Right.
So I started walking when I visited my father in Niagara Falls. I walked from Niagara Falls to Niagara on the Lake. I just started doing these things, and one of my boys, Aaron, he wanted to walk with me. So in 2022, we decided if it wasn't going to be for me, we were going to find someone to benefit from our walks. Okay. So on April 16th, 2022, so 2 years ago today, was our first walk. We came up with the idea to raise money for Youth Services Bureau, and as I was writing our cause, I didn't know what to ask for, what I was looking for. So I thought $250 for Youth Services Bureau, everybody on Facebook, their causes, their birthday fundraisers, $250. That's what I'm going to do. And so I started writing it out. Okay. And when I wrote it out, I said, this isn't $250. This is my story. So I put it at $5,000. That was going to be what we're going to raise. We have 6 weeks to do it. $5,000 for Youth Services Bureau. We raised $5,000 in 8 days. 8 days. So we doubled it. We ended up.
Youth Services Bureau?
So when Eric was in the youth system, he was in CHEO. He had wonderful treatment with CHEO. As an outpatient, he still had some treatment through their mental health department. He was going to Youth Services Bureau, their drop-in center. He had mentioned things about Youth Services Bureau on numerous occasions, and Youth Services Bureau just seems to have so many services for all different levels, from youth employment to mental health to housing to job help. There's so much out there for youth. And so my thought is that although Eric did have some help as he entered the adult system, if we can help youth before they get to the point where they're so far into either addictions or mental health issues, if we can help them before, then I think there's more of a chance for success.
Yeah, no, very well said. So this year you're doing the walk, of course, again. You're starting in Niagara Falls, is that right?
Yeah, last year I did 100 kilometers. Aaron and I did 100 kilometers in 24 hours. We walked through every ward of the city to include every ward, ending at City Hall with speakers. So at the end of the last year's walk, I said, you know what? next year we're going to be bigger but not longer, and 50% of that is right. We're going bigger this year, but we're definitely going longer. So on May 18th, to start off the event, we have managed to get Niagara Falls lit up. We're getting Niagara Falls lit up at 9 p.m. on May 18th, purple for overdose awareness and green for mental health. May 19th, we leave from Niagara Falls and we walk, I think the first day is 47 or 48 kilometers to Grimsby.
Okay.
And then the day after that, I walk to Burlington. We have, and this is the first anybody's heard, I haven't announced this yet, it's the first on the show here, we have the Brant Street Pier in Burlington being lit up purple and green as well.
Congratulations. That's
the
amazing.
Following day in Toronto, I have a meeting with the Honourable Michael Tobolo, Associate Minister of Mental Health and Addictions. We have some other things I'm not allowed to announce yet until the towns announce them. So there's a lot of big things coming right now.
Exciting.
So I am doing the walk on my own, but people are invited to join me at any point from Niagara Falls to Ottawa. And the final day in Ottawa, we are leaving from Stittsville from the Martial Arts Club, Cooligan Martial Arts, that I am the manager of in Stittsville on Saturday, June 1st. We're inviting people to join us for the last 27 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, whatever, and we're all but signed for New Majors Hill Park, so it looks like our final event's going to be at Majors Hill Park, and we will have speakers lined up for there as well on June 1st.
And then, of course, you know, raising awareness, but fundraising all along the way. I mean, I think the fundraising will naturally come, right, with the awareness component. That's probably the most important part. If people want to sort of follow along the journey, what's the best way to do that?
So on our website, we do have the maps that I'll be walking, and there is going to be a live tracker so they can see where I am every day. I also have estimates for markers along the way on the map, so if somebody wants to join us or meet us or just say hi, anything to motivate on the way. So that live tracker will be on so they can actually zero in on where we are.
And that'll be at OTR4mentalhealth.com, right?
That's right. It's the number 4, OTR, the number 4, mentalhealth.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Greg. Really appreciate you joining us today. We'll be back with more right after this. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade, host of Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to gather here every single week and speak about business here in the capital. We're going to inspire, influence, and inform.
Welcome back to the show. Oh my goodness, Italian Week coming up again this year, June 6th to the 16th. By the way, if you have not been down to Little Italy in quite some time, it is absolutely magnificent, the changes that have happened down there. But here to tell us more about what you can expect at this year's Italian Week, Lydia DiFrancesco is the board chair. Welcome back. Great to have you here.
It's always so fun to be here with you, Derek.
And I'm right, right? If you haven't been down to Little Italy, let's say in a couple of years, and I don't know why you haven't been down, but boy, oh boy, what some magnificent changes down there, right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of new restaurants. I know there's a great event happening later this month at Sala San Marco, so Taste of Little Italy. And so you'll be able to try out different samples from a bunch of the different restaurants.
Nice.
It's not our event, but happy to promote it.
I'm glad you threw it out there. A lot of things going on. So let's talk about a couple of things. The Italian Heritage Panel discussion. This is an exciting thing to do. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, so as you probably know, there was a lot of immigration that happened from Italy, from Italians coming from Italy to Ottawa. There was a lot before World War I. There was a lot after World War II, obviously. And then it continues to be immigration that happens. And so what we're doing is we're bringing together a number of different people from different eras.
Oh, wonderful.
To discuss, immigration, what life was like, how things were getting, settling into Ottawa, some of the different things that maybe were some accomplishments done by some of the immigrants here in Ottawa. There's been a lot of great stuff that Italians have done in our community.
Absolutely.
And, we wanted to also make sure that we do add in that new voice as well. So we have a fellow who's coming who's a newer immigrant. And it'll be really fascinating to hear them discuss their experiences and what sort of similarities there are, what differences there are with so much change just even in technology, right? From 100 years ago.
No kidding. Yeah, for sure.
So,
and what brought them here, right? Probably all different circumstances, right? That would bring you here depending on, when you came over.
Yeah. So
another thing you're doing is a tour of Little Italy, and this is a great opportunity for people that aren't familiar with all those little hidden gems and the nooks and crannies,
if you, like you said, if you haven't been down on down on Preston Street in a while, or maybe you have but you didn't notice, there's these little kind of smaller statues that are on the sidewalk. So we're going to be talking about that. One of our board members, Nina, she's going to be giving the tour. And we're just going to talk about a lot of the stuff that people probably don't know about Preston Street, Little Italy. Again, a little bit of that history component as well. So we want to make it fun and educational.
Of course. Yeah, and it's called Italian Week, but the grand finale weekend, that's for people that go, that's probably what they look forward to the most. What have you got planned this year?
Yeah, so a lot of the same stuff as we've seen in the past. A few small little changes. There is construction, as people probably know if you've been down Preston Street.
Yeah.
They're redoing the overpass. And so it's being built in the spot where we normally have our main stage. So we're not having a larger stage this year.
Okay.
So there's going to be a little bit of a smaller presence in that sense, but we're going to animate the street a lot more. So we're going to have a lot of different activities happening all along the street. The bike race, of course, is happening on the Sunday on Father's Day, and we're having a bunch of different kids activities. We'll have story time. We'll probably have a few different, little makeup pasta art thing for kids or something like that.
Yeah.
We're looking into organizing a couple different tournaments, so possibly, or at least having bocce ball, possibly a Scopa tournament.
Have bocce ball.
Right, a bunch of different things that'll just kind of bring people together and have some fun on the street itself. And of course, a lot of the restaurants have their patios open. They have extended patios, a lot of food.
Oh, there'll be tons
options,
of food, boy,
right?
oh boy.
Yeah. So lots of great stuff happening.
Speaking of food, let's bring a special guest back on the show. We kicked off the show with her, Daniela Croco, because you've got some master classes that are happening.
Hello,
and Daniela, I didn't even piece it together when I first booked the two of you, and then I'm doing my notes this morning. I go, oh, this is so great that the two of you. We talked to Daniela, but I mean, reaching out to somebody like Daniela in the community, right? An important piece.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, we're thrilled. And like we were saying on your show, your class is so popular. There's a lot of people signing up already. We've got a wine master class. So we have a sommelier named Tristan who's going to be sharing. His is really interesting. He's going to be talking about unique wines and more specifically from like smaller producers. So it's stuff that you can't get at the LCBO. So people are going to be able to have this tasting of, I think it's 5 different wines.
Nice.
That are a little harder to get from different local small producers from Italy.
Right.
And then we also have our third master class, which is coffee. So all about coffee. We're going to talk about espresso making. So that's with Pietro Camino, who's the owner of Francesco's Coffee Company. And he produces his own style of coffee.
Yeah, he used to be here in Westboro.
I think
and
so.
Then I remember he moved. And
Yes.
Danielle, I mean, to be asked to do this.
I'm just so honored.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Italian. It's my shtick. I lived in Little Italy for almost 2 decades. It's my hood. I feel so honored to be a part of it. I was blessed to get to do a class virtually in 2020, but getting to do it in person and actually have the contact, and then also just the honor of getting mentioned with the greatest David Rocco, and also just being a part of the Italian community here in Ottawa. So
yeah, that'll be a huge hit,
And
David Rocco.
event,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We're so thrilled to have
No
him.
kidding.
It's going to be
from smiling.
It's going to be a great event. So it's going to be 8 to 10 tables, different tastings of different foods, some samples of drinks and things like that. So he's going to do a short kind of Q&A. So the
Nice.
audience will get to ask him questions, and then he's going to go out and meet everyone.
I love it.
So if you want to meet him, definitely want to be there.
And all of these master classes, you've come on a little bit later in previous years, and they sell out every single time. So make sure you visit the Italian Week Ottawa website to get your tickets, because as I said, absolutely will sell out. We'll tell you about our Mother's Day makeover contest to wrap up the show coming up right after this.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Hey, welcome back. Back to tell you about our Mother's Day makeover contest. By the way, deadline is May 5th at midnight. Here are all the details. We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and make her eligible to receive an exclusive makeover package. Just send us a few sentences telling us why your mom is so special and why she deserves a free professional makeover. The winner will receive an incredible makeover prize pack consisting of makeup and hair care services courtesy of Bruno Racine's Salon and L.A. Barrett. They have both worked with some of the biggest stars in North America. There's a website there again, rogerstv.com/amazing-mom. Really simple to enter. Just tell us why your mom is absolutely amazing, and we'll enter you into that fantastic contest. And we'll do the live reveal May 13th here on the show. That is a Monday, so really excited about that. Bruno and Leslie Ann will be joining us for that live reveal. Ottawa 67's hockey tonight. It is Game 3. They're down 2-0 in the series. Tonight at 7 p.m. You can catch all the action here on Rogers TV. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Karen. I'm here with my best friends Shane and Monique. Join us on Rogers TV for Fitness Faction. Every week we're going to take you through a full body workout. We've got strength training, we've got cardio, we've got HIIT. Ladies, let's get back into it.
I think we've got 10 more skaters. Let's go.
We know how amazing moms are, and just in time for Mother's Day, here's an opportunity to tell us how great she is and